All right. You good to go?
Just hold on.
Mm.
You guys gotta wait.
Go full
I'll give
screen.
you the signal. It says I'm on air, but okay, here we go.
Good afternoon and welcome to Indian Time. We are your hosts. I'm Sterling Cosper, editor of the Muskogee Nation News, and joining me is reporter Darren DeLon. Today on Indian Time, we've got an update on a few things. First of all, we'd been digging through the code to look at some of the stuff pertaining to the Muskogee Nation News, and we found that there is a requirement under Title 37, Chapter 2 regarding budget and finance. And it says that the controller shall prepare quarterly financial statements which disclose receipts, encumbered, expended, unencumbered, and cash balance, contract funds for all funds under control of the Muskogee Creek Nation. This report shall be published each fiscal quarter in the Muskogee Nation News with a narrative explaining the financial statement. Earlier today, we sent over a request, or a notification rather, to the Office of Public Relations bringing this to their attention, and we'll keep you posted on that fact.
And we should also mention that we pulled that code from
Yeah.
the Supreme Court's website.
That is from the Supreme Court's website. To our knowledge, that is the most up-to-date copy of the code. A couple of months back, the council actually passed legislation putting that responsibility from a committee to the Office of the Attorney General. So we'll have to keep an eye on that too, as far as keeping the code more up to date. However, we're just going based on the most current copy that we know of. In other news, as we alluded to yesterday afternoon, we were fresh up off an interview with former Principal Chief George Tiger regarding the reported health deficit. We now have that up on the Muskogee Media website. We encourage all of you guys to go and look at that. We felt it was very important that we speak to the former administration as...
The headline there.
Yep.
Darren, scroll up there. Keep going.
Alrighty.
There we go.
As obviously some of that is going to fall under his purview. Finally, we received another notification from the March 30th episode of The Table. We talked about the 2014 fiscal year 2014 audit, and we stated in conjecture, rather, the pitch to reading a portion regarding immunization records. It basically kind of connotated that the Department of Health was not maintaining immunization records as required. However, Gary Fife, who read the excerpt, drew straight from the text and had some conjecture about it that was not inaccurate. However, we felt the responsibility to clarify that was pointed out to us that it was indeed the Office of Child Care at that point that was not keeping proper immunization records. We'll actually get a published statement up regarding that, hopefully here later today. Other than that, just stay tuned to Muskogee Media, and we'll be talking to you here tomorrow about 3:30.
And we might be doing another weather stream depending on whatever.
We'll be
comes
keeping
down
an
the
eye
pipe.
on how serious that is. Hey, Darren, do you want to tell them a little bit about what you found out about that tornado down there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, quick update.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sterling. The tornado that was reported in Shakota that happened about, I'm going to say they gave a time about 11:11. That I think it was April 26th. It turned out the National Weather Service out of Tulsa confirmed that it was a EF1 tornado. I guess the F1 they kind of call that the Fujita scale, which it kind of like bases it on its miles per hour of wind, the wind gust, and also how much it destroys. So for this one, it like I said, it's an EF1. It took out a roof of a building, and it took out some windows of some other buildings.
And this was in Shakota.
In Shakota, yes. It was like in downtown. It also uprooted some trees, several minor gas leaks that was around there, and power lines are down. As of that time that night, and right now, there's no injuries or anything. So people were wise. They knew that something was going to happen. They took cover. It was I was pretty happy about that. I mean, even though there was property damage, I mean, but no injuries, so kind of worked out.
Well, yeah, to review it, the significance is that, that was about a 3-state system that blew through here about midweek. Mm-hmm. And the significance of the Chakotah thing was that it was the most active area in the state of Oklahoma for the storms. And it took a while for the National Weather Service to confirm whether or not that was a tornado or a microburst that caused all that damage. Yeah,
we had some people out there. Members of the emergency management team and also with firefighters, they at first they just weren't. They saw the evidence and they just could not see that that it was a tornado. Yeah. I guess all evidence was pointing to it being a microburst.
Right.
So I guess these guys know what they're looking for whenever it comes to that time. So and I was just there just to help out and access the area. So what they found and everything, it was what they were saying. It was pretty intense. I mean, just how they were going into detail on every little part of it, just assessing it, making sure. I mean, how the trees were laying down, how the limbs were. I mean, they just went. I mean, it was like how they talked about it. It was pretty cool.
Said what you pointed out to me earlier today was like microburst is a linear pattern of wind, so all the limbs should have been facing the same direction.
Yes, and with the tornado, while like majority of the tornadoes, a lot of them go from like southwest to northeast, with it like spinning that way, I mean, it's going to be like debris is going to be everywhere, facing in all kinds of directions. But when they saw a majority of the debris that was laying down, it was a lot of them were facing northeast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Darren, all I got to say is if we do get bad weather tomorrow, our friend here is actually a member of the emergency management team, went out. I got a text from him about 11:30 that evening, and then I came in the next morning, and he was here on time. So if nothing else, we get another round of bad weather. I hope you actually get to sleep in, and you will on Saturday.
Yeah, thank goodness. So,
well, folks, stay tuned here to Indian Time. We'll keep you posted on all that weather stuff. You have a good afternoon while we still have pleasant weather here, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.